Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome on in. I'm getting a little bit later start than I wanted to, but I apologize. But I'm here now, finally, and we're gonna jump back in to some game dev stuff, and I'm going to begin chapter 8. We had some breakthroughs. We had some breakthroughs last night. Got the last little bit of chapter 7 working. The bug that I had introduced for myself is working. So that's good. So we can now move on to, as chapter 8 says, complex models and textures. And what I'm going to do is take this opportunity to, I'm not going to, at the end of this, they have just a spinny cube with the Vulcan texture on it. I am instead going to see if we can get our spaceship model working. Have it spinning on its own. It won't be user input like in the OpenGL one, but it'll at least be spinning on its own, and we can see where we're at with that. I think that would be good. I was looking briefly at some of the later chapters here, and they do go into different aspects of a scene and stuff. So we'll probably, from that point, we'll probably see if their scene data is part of the book here, which I assume it is. And I'll probably use their scene just so I have a reference to know whether or not I've done things correctly. That being said, I also went online and found a bunch of test scenes, like free scenes that people have put out and donated to like help test engines and stuff. And I believe there's like an Unreal Engine 5 test scene or demo scene or whatever that may or may not be free to download. I was going to look into at some point. These aren't like, I'm not trying to use these scenes for anything other than just to test the engine. That's it. They're just simply exists to see if what I still need to do with the engine and whether I'm producing output that makes sense and all that stuff. It's not for anything not for any end product thing. It's just for me to like, it's like a litmus test to make sure that I'm actually going in the right direction, kind of thing. So we'll see on that, and yeah, hopefully being able to get through some of chapter 8. I don't know if we'll. I kind of doubt that we'll finish chapter 8, but we might be able to get a decent amount done. And I also want to pull over, like I have model loading code that we know works in OpenGL, so I kind of want to pull that into a common area and have it be available to the Vulkan engine stuff. So there's that. One of the things that this book does, as I said, I looked forward a little bit. It uses a UI that I'm not particularly keen on. It does have a whole chapter on doing GUIs, and I may or may not skip that chapter. We'll see, because I have an idea for a GUI. There's a different library that I was looking into to do a GUI with that I think also is supported by LWJGL. So, and maybe it's the same one. I don't remember, but I think I want to look. We might go a slightly different route for that one than what they have. But beyond that, everything else seems like good progression stuff. So yeah, we'll see. I just realized though I need to grab my glasses. So give me 1 second here. I don't know why it is, but every so often, you know, my position to the monitor hasn't changed. Yet I look at it, and even with the text being big, it just kind of boggles my eyes out, and it's just blurry as hell. And now, of course, now that I've put my glasses on, I'm getting the double vision I normally get when I first put my glasses on. So I got to give my eyes a chance to adjust here. I have lazy muscles in my eye, and a lot of times when those kick in, I get sort of a double image. But eventually my brain compensates, and it goes away enough that I can work. All the things, friends, all of them. All right. So the first thing it looks like it's having me do is to get a model loader here, and I already have a model loader class that we know works. So I think what I want to do is try and integrate that with the rest of the try to copy that into the common area. In fact, I might just move it into the common area. So model loader. Let's go. So common new package. I'm going to move refactor and move class to So that's over here now. I don't think there's anything OpenGL specific here. There might be, the way that I pull the coordinates out might be a little bit. Because things might be reversed or something like that. But let's see. So we have that. Let's look at their model loader over here. All right, so they've got gen smooth normals, join identical vertices, gen smooth normals, triangulate fix in facing normals, triangulate, calc tangent space, pre-transform vertices, calc tangent space. Okay, and then I also have flip UVs, and limit bone weights. So I don't know if I don't know if that's gonna hurt this or not, but keep those for now. And let's see, load model. hey, Tech, welcome on in. How you doing? It's going good. I had I got past the errors I was having with the previous chapter stuff, so I've got something that works, which is nice, and it's resizable and all that stuff. So cool things here. So that's working. So now I'm just kind of starting a new chapter in the book, and we'll be loading actual models up now from files and textures and all that stuff. So getting closer to parity with the OpenGL stuff I wrote months and months ago. It's only taken months and months and months to get the Vulkan stuff up to speed with it. Where's the full star of a 3D game? Yeah, right. It's sitting on my hands here. Being lazy. Yeah, it's, it's pretty good. I was looking around for scenes and whatnot to test the engine on, so we're getting there. It's going to take a while, but we're getting there. Okay. Let the load here. You take a month and make a base game UAE. Yeah. Yeah. But, the point is to have fun. Not necessarily to make anything worthwhile. And look, I've learned more than I would have. See, the other problem with that too is it's I still have the same problems, which is I still have to figure out how everything works together, This video tutorial I bought, it shows me how to have crafting inventory and so much in just a month of videos. Full island map more. Oh, cool. Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, yeah, part of this is also I don't have any idea as to what I want to make either. So this allows me to stall until I can figure out what I want to make. Be a base start. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm sure there's like a bunch of tutorials there too for like Godot as well and all that stuff. Yeah, it's cool stuff. I don't begrudge anyone going and doing that. It's just I'm a coder. I'm a coder. I like writing code. I'm not really a designer. Take the crafting setup, change it to make ships or stations, and from inventory do the same for. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the tools are there to make life easier all around, and just kind of get something working rapidly. You know what I mean? Just coding or visual. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. I know that they have I mean, there's how many indie devs that just fire up Unreal Engine and just make things happen in there. You know, there's so many tools and utilities and everything that you can get for it to do all the, you know, water physics and all kinds of other things too. And do a really good job at it and be able to tweak them and everything like that. Yeah, it's fantastic. It really is. And it's I mean, that's I think part of the reason why we've had such a renaissance in indie games too, is that the tool chain has gotten really, really good. And so you can kind of have more freedom for everybody to kind of make what they were really trying to make what they want, and have it still be accessible and hopefully performant and all that stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. The trick now is getting people to buy indie games. That's the hard part right now. Although I guess technically the AAAs are shooting themselves in the foot with their increasing their prices, so maybe more people will be amenable to the indies. Okay, so that's that one. So what do they have? They have load model. Where they pass the flags in. Okay. I mean, sure. It's not really that necessary to have that. And number of materials, material lists, process material, process indices, process material, all data, mesh data. So what do I bring back? I bring back mesh. So I have to change what types I bring back here. Just change them over to from the common and not these. So I have to see so what do I have here? I have model, meshes, materials. So then what did they put in their model data? Okay. Material lists. Mesh data lists. Yeah. All right, so just have, yeah, so mesh data, positions, coordinates, indices. Okay, so let me see. Do the comparison here. Okay, let's try that again. I don't know why that's all messed up, but it is. Chapter 7 and chapter 8. All right, so what do we got here? Source. Here we go. So model data. They added material lists. And then added material. All right, so that's all new. Okay, so model data. So material lists, mesh data lists. All right, so I have the material list already. I have material. Oh wait, this is, I don't, that's the wrong one. This one. I have material. Okay, I just copied it over from what I had there. So ambient, diffuse. All right, so where was there? They just had default color, which is all white. So texture path and diffuse color. So I have a texture path, diffuse color, and my default color was black. Okay, so I have the same stuff from OpenGL 1, just a little bit different. Okay. So then I just gotta make sure that I'm returning material, the right material. So in here, when I do model, this should be common model. All right. Oh, it's assets. Duh. It's common assets model. Or common model. Here we go. Material. Process mesh. Okay, so it's, let's see. Do I have mesh over here? I do. Okay, so all I did was just put a constructor in here. Wait, what did they do? Where's that? Vertices, texture coordinates, indices, colors. Okay. These colors, there we go. Right, just do that. That takes care of that. And then model. And set the materials for it. ID, mesh, and materials. That's the only difference right now. List of meshes. Why do I have a list of... Well, that's the only place I have the meshes, right? No, I have them on material too, don't I? So why do I have it? This is probably because we were loading up meshes directly. So what is the, do they still do that here? They still have the mesh data lists, which annoys me probably more than it should. But it is there. I think I am going to, because it's the meshes are on the materials, right? I wonder if no, the meshes are. Meshes don't need to be on the material, right? Yeah, why am I... The material that's here... Material that's there doesn't have any meshes, so why am I loading that onto there? Mesh list. Oh, it does have a mesh list. Yeah, why am I doing it that way? Alright, so we can get rid of this. And leave it on the model. There's a reason we put it there. No, because it doesn't go on the material. The material is something else. I thought it was for animations, but we'll keep it off of there for now. So then back here, I would do material. Material. So for the model, okay. Do a mesh list there, and then I'll just add that to there as we go over all the meshes. And default material, materials add default material. So in their load, meshes. So they got materials. So they just grab all the materials, put into a list, and then they grab all the meshes, put them into a list, which is a little bit cleaner than I think what I had. So I take all the materials. Wait, did I do? Yeah, number of materials. Material list. Okay. And I have a default material. Oh, I see. That's just like, if there's no meshes, here's a default material thing to put on there. Okay. So I can just say if, wait, but it's saying default material get mesh lists. Let me think here. What was I trying to do with default material? Material index equals default material. Material index is greater than or equal to 0, or it's less than material size. Material equals material get material index. Oh, I see. So we're setting up a default material that everything in the scene would have, if it doesn't have its own, if the object that I loaded up doesn't have its own material. Got it. Okay. So I see what's going on there. So then, so that's the problem with that. Well, material, okay, material is that. So I'm adding to the mesh list, which means I have to add it's not empty. Materials add default material. Oh, okay. So it wouldn't add the material if there was no, if there were no meshes. But we don't have a mesh list on there, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say, just materials add default material. Number of meshes. Wait. No, not default material. I don't know why. Okay, material lists. Process material. Material list.add material. Meshes, process mesh. Mesh data list.add. Okay. Material. What are they doing? So mesh. So got a material list. They're just creating a new material list. AI material.create. What? Process material. Oh, I do the same thing. Okay. Materials add process material. Okay. So then AI mesh create, and then it should just be basically just mesh list dot add. Yeah, okay. Just like the other one. All right, and then Something I'm going to do here though is because there's a lot of, I have a lot of debug messages in here, but it is helpful when you first load up a scene to know how much stuff is in it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say if logger is debug enabled, then I'm going to have a write debug messages thing here. So let's just grab this because these are all just grabbing things from a scene. So we'll do I guess delegate methods. No. How do I generate? Yeah, it should be delegate methods. Okay, whatever. I guess I'll just write it myself, I guess. Private void log debug log scene data, and I'll need scene in there, I think. So what is scene? AI scene. That's better. So I can see a lot easier that these two are basically the same. Okay, and then here we do yeah, so this would be mesh lists and then materials. List material. All right, so where's the get rid of default material here? That's referencing the wrong material. Okay. So if I moved material, I changed material over up in here, but apparently did not. Make this just material now. Okay. Okay, so that gives us our model then. And I would imagine all these are probably the same. Let's just look here. Process indices. Buffer remaining. Buffer get. To array. Oh, see, this is funny because he's got a list of integers here, and I mapped it to an array. In fact, all these are mapped to arrays. Which I think in this case is okay. Potentially. We'll see. Okay. So then they've got process material. They've got AI, material key, color diffuse. Oh, I gotta, let me move these out to their own thing too. Let's just grab all this. What do I need here? Just AI material. Okay. Paste all that into there. And what do I need? Where did that originally? I think it was just after. There's color diffuse, texture type diffuse. I think I did it up here. That's fine. If debug enabled. Ah. Okay. Return success, set diffuse color. Imagine it's all the same here. Material texture and material texture type diffuse. That's under process material. They do get material texture. Oh, that's in case. Okay. I left that out of ours because the model I was using, the material texture path was not in the model file. Or actually, it was in the model file, but it was incorrect. But I think for our purposes, we're going to need this. So get material texture, AI material, AI texture, type diffuse. Success. Okay, so it's after get material color. AI string and texture path. AI string colic. Let me stack push. Where's this coming in? Oh, just for this. So what I'm going to do, private, texture path, diffuse. Excuse me. Let's see. Texture path. I wonder why they're doing this here and they do default color up here. It seems strange because isn't default color, the default color is 11111 and this is 0000. What is that doing? It's saying texture path and diffuse here. It's returning that. Material color. Oh, I see. Yeah, I kind of bypass it because it's assuming it's there, which is not a good assumption. But okay, so process material. Then I have model path. Which is not even used. Because for the model I was loading, I didn't need it. But yeah. Process material. Process colors. Texture coordinates. Hmm. Okay. Save textures directory. They pass in. And a model path. Model path and a textures directory. Okay. And then I have just a file name. Get parent directory of file name. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I should change this around. Because we should have texture directory. File. Okay. Right, so debug, loading, model file with texture. Okay. And then we want to say, I have, let's use my file utils thing here. This is that under util. Yeah. So I have an exists already. So let's do that. If and what do they do? They basically just throw a runtime exception. Okay. If not, file utils exists. Model file. Model exists. Okay. And then texture directory. That's, I assume that's the, yeah, that would be the directory for the textures that were defined in the model file. So it'll be like a directory exists. Did I put a directory exists here? Directory, and I think we can just do return. Is directory link option. So path of that would work. Test whether a file is a directory. The options array may be used to indicate how symbolic links are handled. For the case the file is a symbolic link, by default symbolic links are followed and the file attribute of the final target of the link is read. The option no file links is present and symbolic links are not followed. Where it is required to distinguish an IO exception from the case the file is not a directory, then file attributes can be read with the read attributes. Okay. So true, the file is a directory. False, the file does not exist, is not a directory, or cannot be determined if the file is a directory or not. Okay. That works for me. All right, so directory exists back here. I could say, if not, texture directory. Okay. Doing some basic checking there. What I would like though is to be able to override the texture process. I'd like to be able to just specify the actual texture file. I think I don't remember. I don't remember if that other. Let me see. I don't remember the layout of the other thing here. Development. I'd like to actually pin this. Development models. textures. Yeah, see, I think I need to specify the actual file names because I don't think they're actually specified in the FBX file. If I remember correctly, let me see. Where's it at over here? Where did I call it? Base texture. Not in here right now. I think it was in the here it is. Yeah, I had to specify the actual texture files. So yeah. Shader files. Oh, that's what I can do. It's staring me right in the face here. I can do a list string texture files instead of just the directory. And then I can say over here, let's do public static boolean all exists. Of turn file names stream all match turn what was that? Return files exists path of F. So determines whether all the elements of the stream match to provide a predicate. May not evaluate the predicate on all elements if not necessary for determining the result. Yep, that's good. If the stream is empty, then true is returned and the predicate is not evaluated. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll put a if file names is empty, return false. There. What's this? What's the problem here? Statement lambda can be replaced with expression lambda. Oh, okay. Sure. Okay, so then over here I can say let's do if string utils is not blank texture directory. That way, if I set that to null, the texture directory, I can still pass in texture files. Not that I'll ever set it to null, but if I did. So if texture files not null and texture files it's not empty. It's not empty. And not file utils all exists. Logger error. One or more texture files do not exist. Okay. All right. All right. Fine on that. So this would be, instead of file name, it'll be model file. Process material. So then their process material doesn't take anything in, right? Oh, it does take the, well, yeah, it takes the textures directory. Yeah, it makes sense. That makes sense. One of the things I want to do before I forget, though, let's do an override of this. Okay. All right, I need to take a short break, stand up and walk around a little bit. And I'll be right back. Hang tight, friends. Okay, back. All right. Let's see. Some testing the texture files and stuff here. Make sure they exist. And then process material. All right, so process material has to take a texture path. Yeah, and I think what I'll do is I'll say if texture path is null, then don't try to load the textures from the file. They'll be loaded separately. I think that's how I'll key it off of here. So say if not like, how did I come up with the name Memory Leak Death? Basically, I'm bad at naming things. So since I've liked coding a lot, you know, I just thought, oh, well, memory leaks are something you have to deal with a lot when you're coding and fixing bugs and stuff. And so I just kind of combined that and the word death, since memory leaks tend to kill the program that it's running, and just ran with that. There was really no other thing to it. Plus, the memory leak stuff helps. Has a little bit of a double connotation because I have a terrible memory, so so you could say I have a leaky memory there. It's a badass name. It's all right. It's all right. It gets a little bit. I kind of regret the putting, the death part there. But it's because sometimes that comes off as a little bit harsh, but it works. So that's all. There was really not much else to it than that. Other than that. Okay, so if that's applying texture path, then yeah, it's not applying texture path. Then we can look at the material texture. I can get the I can say process material AI material. Something's weird here. So diffuse is default color, otherwise it's this. Otherwise, it's set to 0. Diffuse is set to default color. Yeah, okay, so it's just a... So just say string get texture path. And material. Let's say try stack push, and then okay. AI string texture path. So get material texture. Material, AI texture type diffuse. Zero. AI texture path. Okay, 0. Texture path. Int buffer null, and then the rest are null. So int buffer null, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nulls. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then texture path, cycle null, length is greater than 0. Texture directory. master file equals. So I need the directory, and then data string. Should have data string, and then try using some Linux. Yeah, I've switched entirely over. Switched entirely over to Linux. Took you what, 6 years? Well, in fairness, it's gotten a lot better with time going on. I mean, it's the games and stuff are working out a lot better than I remember them working out way back in the day. So way back to Glimmers, yeah. Yeah, it's you know, I wanted to make sure everything was copacetic. Also, I didn't feel like rebuilding the machine that I had, because I knew I was going to replace it. It's way better than 10 years. Yeah. And I mean, it just keeps getting better every year too. I mean, it's, you know, you got Bakelite and stuff like that now too. And, you know, the latest Debian and everything coming out in a few weeks. That's working out pretty good too. Yeah. Yeah. But I also had that other computer for a long time. And I knew I was going to replace it. I just kept putting off doing it because I didn't feel like putting another one together. And then finally, I just, about a month or two ago, finally just went for it and put it together. And it's been working out really good. So far, so good. For some reason, and I don't know why this is, but my, let's turn the cat this way a little bit. I still have like the edge of the green screen there. Let's see if I can adjust that a little bit. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, the what should we call it? I don't know what I was saying. You buy 2025 Vulcan, nice. Put 2,600 miles on a new bike. Jeez Louise, there you go. That works. I mean, it's been some good. I mean, there's been a period of some really good weather. I mean, it's hot as hell as well, but like in between, there's been some decent weather there to get out on it. So that's good. That's awesome. Plan to ride to Bike Week. Oh, cool. It's 12 hours one way. Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, that's a decent drive. But hey, that's awesome. I thought I saw some videos of people going to Bike Week one year. It looked pretty cool. It looked like there was just a ton of people. Um, but you know, it's nice to be able to hang out and see all the different bikes and stuff. Too much going on. Yeah. No, I get you. Yeah. Yeah, it'll probably be a little bit nicer next year, hopefully. As long as you don't stay out too late, it gets kind of rough at night. Well, I imagine there's probably a lot of drinking too and stuff. So, yeah, as they get more drunk. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But, you know, you go down, stay out for a little bit, and then, you know, grab a hotel or something. Yeah. Is it all, like, it's all week, right? They do it all, the whole week. Because I'd imagine you'd want to stay like a couple days, given how long it takes to get out to it. A motel out of town much easier. Yeah, I would think so. It's probably a little bit quieter. Get a motel out of town. 3 to 5 days minimum. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a nice little vacation too. You know, it's kind of hang out. I imagine there's some stuff to go see too. Enjoy the days. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Bike parts, clothes. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like I mean that would make the most sense, right? It's just like you get a whole bunch of people together who like bikes and everything, and you can kind of just get all the vendors out there and do some test drives and see what aftermarket parts you can find and all that stuff. Yeah. All the people love to ride in one location. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that would make the most sense to have all kinds of vendors and stuff there too. I can imagine it could get a little bit annoying as well. If you're just there to just hang out and not buy anything. Because I know the last time I went to like an event, because I needed some stuff done around the house. I was like, oh, there's going to be like this event going on, so I'll go there and see what I can find. And man, that was annoying. like you can't walk by a single table without everybody trying to get your attention and trying to sell you stuff. I'm like, I'm not here for that. I don't care about that. I'm here for a specific thing. Almost half wasn't Harley bikes. Is becoming less and less every year. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine there's a lot more competition now too. Because I don't know how Harley's doing as far as financially, but I got to imagine that they're having some problems competing. Some of the other stuff going on, and I'm wondering too if there's ever going to be it would be kind of unnecessary, but I'm wondering if they'll ever have like a hybrid bike, hybrid electric gas bike. Because I mean the bikes kind of sip gas anyway, so I don't know if that would ever do anything by also having a battery on it, other than making it heavier. %made in Taiwan. Yeah. Your bike gets 50 miles per gallon. Yeah, that's what I figured. I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, the bikes themselves get really good gas mileage anyway, so putting a battery on it would just make the bike heavier and less maneuverable probably. And you wouldn't get much out of it. Yeah. Unless able to go long distance, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, because you don't really have. You have to find. You'd have to find like charging stations and stuff like that. I mean, that's the big thing that's kind of holding all that back right now is just having charging stations and stuff everywhere you want to go. I mean, it's improving, but it's taking quite a while to do it. 6 hours, 6 hour to ride, 8 hours to charge. Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine it would probably charge a little bit faster than that because it probably wouldn't need that big of a battery. But yeah, you'd still have to. It would still be a couple hours. Even with like a quick charger and stuff, because some of those fast chargers are decent enough. It really just depends on where you're going. Your bike ride many hours and 3 minutes to fill up with 3.5. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's I was thinking more about it. I was like, yeah, it's not really practical to do that because yeah, like you said, it gets 50 miles a gallon already, and it's the convenience is so much better with just the combustion engine. Textures directory. Texture path. Texture path get name. So I need texture file. Where's my file utils at? Get parent directory. Append path and check. It's path string file. All right, so string full path is path plus what did they do? File separator, that's what it is. think path separator is what I want. I think this is the more correct one now. Path separator. Yeah, okay. Path separator. Plus file. New file, texture path, get name. That's an interesting way of doing it. Don't know that I would do it that way, but it's an interesting way of doing it. What I want to do is say if not files exists, if full path do I have a logger in here? I do. And throw runtime exception. Actually, I could just, can I, file not found, is that a checked exception? That's a checked exception. Ah, never mind. All right. File not found. So then I could go here and I could say, string full texture file. Did they do anything weird here? They set the diffuse to that. If the texture path is not null. I'm wondering if I should do throw a runtime exception or not there. Yeah, I guess I will. And need to get that full path, and I put that in there, and then set diffuse. Okay, so I gotta say, extra directory, extra file. Return that, and then in here, we'll say not blank texture path. Material set texture path to get texture path. Okay. Set diffuse color. New vector 4F, and they had 0F, 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 0F. It was just 4 of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and that just returns the material. Process colors is probably fine. So process mesh just does vertices, text coordinates, indices. I probably have that same thing up here, right? Yes. And I have process colors. They don't have, but that's fine. Can be replaced with record. Oh, yeah. Because I have those in. Yeah, because that's a list. Okay. So list of do float. Number of elements. Texture coordinates add. I think all this is fine for our purposes right now. Process coordinates. X and Y. Yeah, I think the rest of this is all right. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. There is a problem here. Oh, file name. Oh, right. Process material. I gotta figure out what to send this. So, texture path. If I send it null. Yeah, that's fine. I can send it null. It won't do the thing there. Okay. So where am I at? I've lost my place. Because I'm looking at the wrong thing. That's why. Texture. So this is just. This is just texture directory. Okay. And probably I should do a thing here. Do that. I want to integrate the other thing into here. I could say texture file. I'll just make it a single. I guess I can make it multiple here. No, I'm only returning one material, so we'll just do one for now. So if it's not blank texture file. Not blank texture file. And file utils this texture file. Okay. All right. And we'll do it that way. For the moment. Okay. I think we have the loader done. What's the the related problem is over here in OpenGL engine. What do I need here? Model ID, model file, texture directory, texture file. Right. Texture directory. And then list of texture files. Go. And it returns the wrong kind of model, but that's... I think this other model will fit. Model. Um, oh, I know why. So it was in the same package as it. Yeah, I think a lot of this I'll have to fix eventually. But for right now, it's just not going to work. Just have to fix these things. Duplicate class. Oh, did I comment out something? No, I forgot to comment out. There we go. All right, I'll just keep those coming out for right now with a note on them. Is there anything else? Oops. I hate that gets overridden there. Build. Let's control. Well, control F9 is getting intercepted. Yeah, this is fine. That's fine. That's broken because we have to fix that still. Texture path, texture file. Okay. So that appears to be at least compiling for the moment. All right. I want to do a longer stream, but my brain is not cooperating right now. I'm losing focus. So I'm going to stop here right now for tonight as far as the coding goes. I'm going to take a little break, and in like just under 2 hours from now, I'll come back and we'll be playing some games, playing Planet Crafter, about 90 minutes or so, we'll say. I'll jump on and do Planet Crafter, and just kind of wind down with that, because we got through we've moved the model loader to a common area, which is good, and we've made some changes to load up the models and stuff the way they have it, which is fine. And we know that this pretty much works for at least the model that I'm trying to do. So that'll be good. And then it looked like there was just a lot of like I have to do the whole model. Well, the model loader is what we just did. There's a few changes in model data that I already have, so I don't have to do anything there. And now it's just like going through and doing all the new stuff. So descriptor pool, descriptor set, device. There's a few changes there. Pipeline has a few changes. Texture's all brand new. Sampler. And then we have some new utilities there. I mean, that's the bulk of it, looks like. I mean, there's stuff in the startup here, obviously, to load up the right stuff. But yeah, that looks like pretty much the bulk of it. Yeah, to get rid of all the creation of the model here and then have it actually load the file up. Yeah. So I imagine, I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but I imagine the next stream will be able to get through this chapter and then hopefully be able to have our little spaceship model spinning on its own in the window there. So that'll be good, and then we can start to move on to the next chapter. A lot of the next chapters look like they are I mean, they're all building upon these chapters, but it looks like we're hitting a point now where there's not quite as much code needing to be written now because we've got most of the foundation in place, it looks like. So that'll be good. See any of the new trees and shards we've been talking about? Been watching stuff on. It's about time. I have not. I didn't see anything recently. I haven't looked at any news today. I don't know what they were talking about. Yesterday, I saw a bunch of stuff going on. Look on YouTube. Okay, I'll look on YouTube in between here because it's yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on. You know, it's going up on big names too. Yeah, it's what's the old curse is may you live at interesting times. I kind of want to live in boring times. Go up on it. Yeah, we'll see. I would very much like to go back to some boring times again. I mean, the 90s were relatively boring. Let's have a little bit of that back. Everyone called you nuts. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on. Comes out as true. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's a uncanny ability for public figures to get away with stuff that no one else could get away with. So we'll see what actually happens here. You know. It's so cool. All the new tech came out in those years. Yeah. Yeah, it was I mean, I do like that nowadays gaming is a little less frowned upon. I think that's the one good thing that we corrected from the 90s is that we're not, you know, trolls living in our parents' basements anymore. But at least a little bit. But yeah, no, all the technological I mean, it wasn't just it was technology, it was space, it was all kinds of stuff. And, you know, now it's just, everything's grim dark now. Everybody has lost that spark that kind of made for innovation, you know? It's not as soon as it was back then. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I mean, I wish, like, I miss that from our science fiction too. I miss the science fiction not being all grimdark nonsense. I miss it being upbeat and, yeah, I mean, they told morality tales. You know, a lot of them still hold up today. A lot of those warnings and stuff. But they didn't preach to you. They let you come to your own conclusion. They just kind of presented it, and then just kind of they didn't try to prescribe a certain viewpoint. They just said, look, we're just gonna throw this story out there and take from it what you will. You know, it was a little more, I guess it was a little more subtle, slightly more subtle. There wasn't. It wasn't even subtle. It was. It was more like it was. It wasn't beating you over the head with it. It was just like slightly more. It was. It was more respectful, I guess. I guess is what I'm trying to go for there. Yeah. It was just a conversation. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like you could still, you know, you could still take from it your own, you could have it was, yeah, it was like a discussion topic kind of thing an all out browbeating, I guess. I'm struggling for the right words because browbeating isn't really necessarily what they do now. It's just they kind of, like, I was talking about this the other day when I finished up the game Sandland, and I said one of the things that bothers me a lot, and this happens a lot in JRPGs like Sandland, is that you're always trying to figure out who, like, what the age of the audience is for the game, because the way the dialogue is written, sometimes it's almost insulting, where it's like talking down to you. It's like you're too stupid to figure out what's happening, so we're gonna spell it out for you. And they do that in that game a little bit. They don't do it quite as bad as it was in like some of the Dragon Quest things do it, but Dragon Quest, in particular Dragon Quest Builders and Dragon Quest Builders 2, like, that is probably the only game that I've ever played where I actively skipped the dialogue in it because it was so it was like there was nothing like controversial about the dialogue. It's just that it talked to you like you didn't understand anything. Like you couldn't read between any lines. It had to explain everything 5 times to you. And nothing could be left to the imagination. And it just sort of some of them do that, and it just kind of it annoys me. Like, it's like, you know what? How about you just let your audience, figure things out. Like, you don't have to explain all the things. Let them just kind of come to it on their own. If your dialogue is, if your writing is good enough, they'll figure it out. And if they don't figure it out, they didn't care in the first place. So, it's like, but a lot, like some of the Zelda, like modern Zelda games do that too, and it just annoys the crap out of me. Where it's just like, hey, stupid, this is how this thing works. Oh, you remember we told you 20 times this is how this thing works. Oh, remember to go do this quest. You did remember to do that quest, right? You're still going to do that quest, right? Like, just, god damn. Give me a break. Work on just messing around and make a base game. I mean, hey, go for it. If you do what you enjoy, right? Like, if you want to jump in and into Unreal Engine and just start doing stuff, then hey, why not? I mean, there's a lot of stuff. If I'm not mistaken, the Unreal Store has a lot of free stuff that you can just kind of pull into your project and just play around with. I mean, a lot of it requires that you don't have like a commercial license or anything, but you're not selling anything, so you just kind of pull it in and play around with it and all that stuff. Made one in Blender Game Engine. Yeah, I was just looking at there was a scene that I brought down to try to test my engine out with that was made in like Blender Engine. And I wanted to, so I have a couple scenes that I've pulled to try to like load them up and see what they're like. Once I get an engine that will load them up, that is, which we're getting there. We're almost there. And then see how far off I am with the lighting and textures and all that stuff. Cause that would be kind of cool. It would be really cool if I could eventually. My first goal along the path here is to be able to grab the Unreal Engine 5 demo, which I think is free. I think you can grab that whole scene, if I'm not mistaken. And I want to bring that scene down and have it run in my engine. That's my first goal post along the way here. Have it run in my engine and look halfway decent. It probably won't look great because I won't have all the lighting and all that stuff, but have it look at least passable. You know, I won't have all the there's a lot of like physicality based rendering and stuff that we're going to do that a couple chapters later have, but I'd like to try to do that. Well, that's what I mean, Tech. I want to get the object file, and see if I can load it up in my engine, and see, like, it would be a good litmus test to see how far away I am from anything respectable, right? Because like I don't know how to make models myself. I'm not an artist or anything like that. But if I can take something that's already made that we know looks really great, and then I can kind of load it up and have something that's, you know, maybe not perfect, but, you know, decent enough, then I'll know how much more we have to go, you know? "25 miles, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's it'll be interesting. That's my hope anyway, is I can kind of load that up and see where I'm at. But we're getting there. We're getting there. It'll be probably a couple more months. One of these days. Here's my problem. There's so many games to play that I want to play that are coming out. But what I really need at some point is to just have like another week of just development streams. And it's looking like the only time I'm going to be able to do that is at the end of the year, when I take my holiday vacation, probably. Because I already took my summer vacation and I was just not in the mood to do morning streams at all. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You could just use Blender to make basic scene, make it like a building with rooms or flat map. Export the... Yeah, see, that's the thing, right? Is like, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to like go into Blender and do stuff, but every time I've loaded up Blender, I've been completely lost. And I think what I need is to just like have like a tutorial or something open while I'm doing it and just kind of run through the tutorial or something like that, because I don't know what it is. Like, it's probably the simplest thing ever to use, but every time I've tried to make something in it, nothing works. Like, I can't do a straight line to save my ass. So I think I need to like go through someone's tutorial and just kind of learn the basics that way. And then do that, because yeah, you would think it would be like, hey, why not just slap something together in there, and then have it for testing. But yeah, even just like basic geometric shapes. Like I tried to do just basic geometric shapes in Blender, and I couldn't get them to look right. You know? Born CG has great videos on YouTube and Blender. Okay. I'll check out Born CG, because I think that's what I need more than anything else. Because it would be incredibly helpful to be able to just, because I mean, that being said, the searching I've been doing around the internet, I've been finding a lot of freebie stuff to just use for testing. So that's also good. So I have stuff to fall back on. But yeah, it would be nice to just be able to at least do very basic stuff in Blender. He helped you get physics working in it years ago? Oh, okay, cool. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take a look and see if I can figure out at least some of the basics of Blender. So I can do some things. And it will help me test out the engine, you know, like make sure I'm catching all the error conditions and stuff like that too. It'll help out with that a bit. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. Awesome. I'm going to call it there for the moment, friends. And like I said, I'll be back in like 90 minutes or so. And we'll be playing some more Planet Crafter. We're over on the humble moon at this point. We finished the main planet, and so we're doing that, and yeah, just getting the base started over there and all that stuff. So cool things all around. Be doing that tomorrow. I'll be doing that tonight, and I'll also be doing it tomorrow night as well. At some point here, I have to get back to Star Citizen. I want to see if I can. I have Star Citizen installed on this machine, but I haven't. I think I loaded it up and I didn't do much. I just kind of loaded it up and then stopped, because from what I've seen, I think 4.5 is out now, and they're having this whole, like, I think month-long event or something that seemed rather interesting. It actually looks more and more like an actual game now, which is kind of crazy to think. But I'm so far out of loop of it. It's been so long, so long since I played that I don't even, I don't know if I'll even remember anything once I jump in there. But the one thing I was having an issue with was the inventory. Because I loaded it up and I tried to like go into my inventory, and like nothing was working. Like none of the hot spots were working. Like nothing. I couldn't click on anything in the inventory and stuff. So I don't know. I'm assuming that was a Linux thing. So I'll have to see if that's with the latest update, if something has changed there, or if I just can't do it on Linux right now. We'll see. Or maybe there's some other hack thing there. So, yeah. Been kind of down and out in gaming the last few weeks. Been riding bike and working, watching vids. Yeah. Star Citizen tech. I had it loaded up, and everything was working until I tried to go into the inventory, and then the inventory screen was like, I couldn't click on anything. I couldn't navigate it. things were showing up, but they weren't, like, I couldn't interact with them. So, or the hotspots were off. Like, you could drag and drop, but you had to drag further than your character in order to drop it onto your character, that kind of thing. So, my guess is there's something I need to do, some kind of tweak or something, to get that to work properly. The Australian, is there not as buggy as the USA one? Yeah, I don't know if that was a server issue at the time, or if it was, or if it's a Linux issue, or my setup issue, I guess. So I'll have to dig into that a little bit more, because, like I said, the new 4.5 came out. So maybe there's some changes there that will help things, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, all right. That's it for right now, my friends. If you happen to run across this stuff on the YouTubes, and you have a like and or subscribe that you can toss my way, that would be really swell and awesome. It helps out tremendously. I would like to eventually get to 500 subscribers at least, so that we can start seriously looking at maybe getting memberships and stuff going on there. I still have to, I still have a ways to go as far as watch hours go, but it's all a moot point until you get to 500 at least. So, so that was good. And yeah, so, to play when you can. Oh yeah. The views are going pretty good. It's the, I just need to get the subscriber count up, eventually, but yeah, we're, all good things. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what it is for you. And I hope to see you back here again in the future for some more stuff, whatever happens to suit your fancy. Until then, see you, bye.
This is the way.